Well, good morning. No, 20 past 1. It's good afternoon. I'm sorry, I was up late last night, so I'm all a kilter. I was up late on my shortwave last night, listening around. Well, nice to be here. Thanks to everybody for subscribing. It's fantastic. What are we now, 191 or something? So, almost to 200. Fantastic. Keep it going. Keep it going. If you like what you see, pump the button, the subscribe, and the notification bell. Give that a thumb, and you won't miss anything. People were saying, my last video, they liked the chat. Enjoyed the chat. So I can hear another one. Whilst we're here working on these, excuse me, my glasses keep getting dirty. Do any of you wear glasses out there? They keep getting dirty, but in no time at all, they're filthy. It's a pit full of glasses. Now, as we're working on these, French Infantry in Greatcoats by Strelitz. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Strelitz. I don't know. I can't make up my mind whether I like these figures or not, to be honest with you. Greatcoats are a bit short, so one or two of them, as you can see there with the green, I've lengthened the greatcoat. There's another one that I've lengthened the greatcoat. I haven't done that many lengthened. It takes a while to do them, a bit fiddly, and I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you. But there you go. I look at these figures. And I tend to think, looking at them, they're almost like metal figures done in plastic. Does that make any sense to you? If you were, my point being, if you was to paint these silvery grey colour, they would look like cast figures, metal figures. They're a bit sort of chunkier than normal figures, normal plastic figures, and they just have this cast, sort of the detail has this sort of cast look about it. So yeah, if you was to paint these silvery grey, I think they would look like metals. But I can't make up my mind whether I like these or not, really. I mean, we'll have to put some primer on them and some colour on them and see how we go. But here's a standard bearer, converted from just carrying a rifle. I cut all that out and put a pole in made out of a map pin. So that's that figure. Here's our drummer, converted drummer. Again, I use map pin for the drumsticks. Drum itself is made out of a piece of drinking straw, just filled with filler. Let it set, and then just attach it to the drummer with a pin, piece of pin. Drill a hole in the drummer and put the pin in, super glue it in, and do it that way. As you know, I always like to have sort of one musician, you know, group of figures. I always like to have a musician. The only thing we haven't got at the moment is an officer figure, which I know I've got here. I got him in mounted officers. I got him in Airfix French line infantry. So I'll rummage through my boxes in a bit, and I'll pull out a line officer and mounted line officer and sort him out. But these are ready for a dose of yellow surface primer. So I get on and do that, and I'll natter to you for a bit. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this video going for. I don't know. Yeah, excuse me if my voice sounds a bit sort of hoarse today. It's just the way it is today. They're trying to find out why, and why the muscles in my throat don't work properly. So it makes eating a challenge, because you get bits stuck in your throat. So you either have to eat something else to get it to go down, or have a drink or something to flush it through, you know. I mean, normally the muscles in your throat, they all work like a breeze going through a wheat field, and it pushes the food down. I don't for some reason. So I'm gravity fed, if you want to put it that way. Which makes eating a bit of a challenge, and as you can hear now, I'm sort of getting very croaky. They dragged me into the hospital the other day and shoved the camera down me, which was not a pleasant experience. You do not want that, I tell you. So I'm lying on the couch there now. Somebody said to me, "Are you nervous?" I said, "No. Let's get on and do it. You gotta do it. Get on and do it." I said, "Look, I've had things stuck in me. I've had things stuck up me. I might as well have something stuck down me and get the full set." But it is incredibly unpleasant. I actually, gotta be honest with you, excuse me, I gotta be honest with you, at one point, I actually thought I was going to die at one point. I'm giggling about it now, but honestly, I actually thought at one point, this is the end. Because I'm lying on the bench now on my left side. Somebody's holding my head. I have a plastic thing shoved in my mouth with a hole in the center, obviously to keep my mouth open, and the hole in the center, which is where they feed the blessed camera through. So your first reaction, if any of you out there have had this done, you'll know what I mean. For those of you that haven't, I will explain. So yeah, first reaction is to throw up, because it's a foreign body going down you, and your body's reaction is to you, it wants to, this is not natural, this is not nice, I don't want this, and you're urging to throw up, and somebody's telling you, "Oh, breathe through your nose, breathe through your nose." So you're sort of choking on this thing, and you keep gagging, and you keep wanting to throw up. Pushing this thing down. Breathe through your nose. Oh dear. And then I get a huge pain in my chest. I mean, really bad pain in my chest. And I thought, this is the end. This is it. I'm going to have a reaction to this. And it's going to give me a heart attack or something. And that's going to be it. Game over. And of course, because of the position you're in, you can't say, hey, you're hurting my chest, or, you know, what's happening, can you do something about it? You can't say anything, because you're, and I've got this clip on my finger for my blood pressure, so I'm gagging now. There's huge pain in my chest, and a disembodied voice from somewhere says, "Are you alright, love?" "You're doing well." And I'm trying to point to my chest now with this. And another disembodied voice says, oh, let out some air. It was the air pressure. Because they pump a load of air in you to blow everything up so they can get the wretched camera down you. And when they let some air out, it wasn't so bad then. The trouble is, it's not just looking around. They take a biopsy, a couple of biopsies as well, so they have a piece of wire that looks like a cable off a push bike. So they then have to shove that down. You know, I'm watching this on the screen now, and they shove this thing down. It's got like a on the end of it, which they control on the other end. So they push that down and snip little bits off you, and you see it bleeding because they've snipped bits off you. In amongst going like that. God, I thought that was the end. I honestly thought that was the end. So eventually they haul this thing out of me. And I don't know whether it was a shock or something. I don't know what it was, but I'm sat on the bench now, and for some reason I go absolutely freezing cold. I'm shaking uncontrollably, really badly, really like that. Not good. And I turned to somebody, I don't know who they were, I turned to somebody and said, "I suppose I'm supposed to say thank you now." I said, "If this is medicine, bring me the leeches." Because that's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Medieval torture couldn't have been that bad. Thoroughly unpleasant, but had to be done. And if they turn around and say to me, "We need to do this again," I will say, "Sorry, no thanks. You're not doing that again. I'm not going through that again." Thoroughly unpleasant. So if any of you out there have had that procedure, you'll know where I'm coming from. I gotta say, this yellow primer from Vallejo covers beautifully. I mean, absolutely wonderfully. thick. It's a lot thicker than the white primer. I don't know why it's thicker than the white primer, but it surely is. I mean, when I was using the white primer, I would invariably have to use 2 coats. I'd have to put 2 coats on. I mean, see how this has covered this figure? Excuse me. See how it's masked that wretched, awful blue? I mean, that's very good. It's very good, I have to say. So 1 coat is all I need, and you don't get that problem with the bubbling, which you get with the white, because it's so thin. You have an awful problem with air bubbles everywhere over the figure when you're applying the primer. With this, oh, it's much, much better. Much better. But I just can't make my mind up whether I like these figures or not. Yeah, so I was up late last night, nearly early this morning, when I should have been in bed resting. I was listening to my beloved shortwave, and if any of you out there think shortwave is dead, forget it. It's very good. It's amazing how much stuff there is there, actually. Some stations, broadcast stations, are difficult to receive because they're coming from a long way away. Like I had one station last night, broadcast station from Brazil. But it's only broadcasting to its own people. The station is not internationally transmitting. So it was, yeah. So it was very difficult listening, but I got it. I got it. It's in the logbook, and I got it. So, happy bunny. So hopefully when all this lockdown crap finishes, we'll be able to get out a bit with the portable and have a listen away from all the noise and stuff. Mind you, it'd be just nice to get out. Just nice to get out. I mean, we've all been caged up for so long. I mean, it's just horrendous being caged up all the time. I mean, human beings don't do caged up. We're not caged up type beings. We're social beings. Yeah. So we don't do caged up. Well, most of us don't do caged up. Mind you, I do a lot of things that I never would have done in a previous incarnation, shall I say. I do a lot of things. I'm into things that I would never have thought I would have been into things. See what I mean? Like ironing. I mean, come on. I never would have thought anything about being into ironing. Me into ironing? Come on. But it's absolutely true. I enjoy ironing. Clothes, I mean, in a previous incarnation I was like, most other males of the species, shall I say, and what is it with men? Excuse me, what is it with men? They go through life with like 2 pairs of shoes. That's about it. I can't do that now, but that's because I'm different now. I have boxes of shoes here and boxes of this and loads of that. But that's how you change. And that's what happens when they start filling you full of female hormones. You turn into a shopaholic. Oh dear, yeah. And you think differently as well. It's amazing. It's things I'd never would have considered. I never would have thought before on this that I would actually think differently. It not only affects your physical state, it affects your up there as well. You know, it's totally amazing. Like I've said to people before, you know, it gives you cravings and stuff. And, you know, at one point in time, sorry I'm rambling now, but that's the way my chats go. I just ramble. I do at one point in time. It was like, if I didn't know better, I would have said I was pregnant. God, craving for, started off on cream crackers. And I would buy big packets of the orange packets, and what are they? The Jacob's ones, aren't they? And I would buy big packets like that and come home and eat the bloody lot of one sitting, dry, nothing on them. And then you went from that to pork scratchings, believe it or not. And I would buy bags of pork scratchings like that, and I would eat the bloody lot at one go, no problem. A whole bag of pork scratchings like that. But what I've learned since doing that, that when you're on HRT, you get a lack of sodium deficiency. So you have to replace the sodium, you have to top up the sodium, i.e. the salt, you're salt deficient. But what I find totally amazing is, I didn't know this at the time, I didn't know what was causing this. All I knew was I needed pork scratchings, or cream crackers. I didn't know why. But isn't it amazing that my body knew, and it directed me, unbeknownst to me, it directed me to get what I wanted. Isn't that amazing? It's almost like somebody else was controlling me to get what it wanted. It wanted the salt, it needed the salt. So it drove me to buy pork scratchings. I didn't know why, I just needed pork scratchings. I just bought the things and ate the whole bloody bag after bag of these things. And even now, on the odd occasion, I'm sat here and I'm thinking, you know, I wouldn't mind some pork scratchings. It's amazing. It's amazing how your body is. So, but I'll get there. I'll get there. It's a long road, and it's going to be even longer now because we're all in lockdown. So I can't sort of finish what I started, which is a pity because I want to get this finished. How can I put it in polite society? I have something I want to get rid of. So, but that's not going to happen for a while for sure, because I can't go to London. Not in the situation we're in at present. And if they ask me to go at the present moment in time, I'm not sure that I'd want to go. Not sure that I'd want to go. Being that it's particularly not safe. But anyway, we will get there eventually, I'm sure. I am looking forward to the day when I cross the finishing line. Yeah. Yeah, these are painting up very well with the primer. They're priming very well. Ah, that's a friend of mine. Well done. Oh, I couldn't read it all. It disappeared. I'll answer it in a bit. I'll disappear in a bit. But we've been going 27 minutes, so you can't make these videos too long because they take forever to upload. But yeah, we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. It's just a very long, tough road. Tell you what I've been watching. You know what I should have done really on this? I should have gone live on this. Should have just gone live. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, I what was I going to say now? Oh, I've been watching. Show you what I've been watching. If any of you haven't seen it, get it and watch it. It's great. Absolutely fantastic. Beautifully done. Beautifully shot. Acting is great. It's just wonderful. I'm up to about, I think my next episode is episode 8, series 1 that I'm on. Brilliant. Well worth watching. Rome. Oh, and another thing. Whilst we're here talking person to person. Here we go. The giveaway might be a little bit late this month or next month because we're almost in April. I've ordered the item for the giveaway. I'm hoping it's going to be here in time for the 1st because I like to do it on the 1st of the month. But we'll see. We'll see. Nice prize. Don't know what the question's going to be or what I'm going to do. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. So let's see how these paint up with the extra bit on the greatcoat. Let's see what they look like. Huh. Fellow went into a pub and ordered 8 brandies. Down the lot. He said to the barman, I shouldn't be drinking these for what I got. And the barman looked at him and said, what have you got? He said, no bloody money. Yeah. So I don't know what the changes, exactly the rule changes are at the moment. I know that 29th, the lockdown rules have changed. I don't know what they are. I haven't looked into it. I've just been here minding my own business. That's all I've been doing. So I don't know what the changes are exactly. Well, yeah, it looks okay with the extended trench coat.